Well,
Well,
hello
hello
there,
there,
and
and
welcome
welcome
to
to.
Mentored. I'm excited that we are here right now, connecting across the globe from whatever city, whatever nation, and whatever time zone you are connecting right now. Um, Welcome to Mentored, that platform for leaders and those who are at the cutting edge of society that promises you transformation, development, growth, so that you can remain a positive influence in society, so that you can bring change, accurate, positive change to your world and lead by influence. That's why we are here. Once again, welcome to Mentored. And it's good to have every one of us connecting right now. From here in Nigeria, it's good evening, just a few minutes past the hour of 7 p.m. But for those in Asia, it's good morning. For those in America and Canada, South America, it will be good afternoon. And for those of us in Europe, it is good evening. Europe and Africa mostly, it is good evening. Thank you for being a part of Mentor, especially to those of us who are returning viewers again and again. I want to thank you for deliberately making out time, for sacrificing your time this period to be part of Mentor. I mean, there are so many other things that call for your attention that you could have given your attention to, but you have decided to pitch your tent with this broadcast. And I believe it's because you've been tremendously blessed, transformed, edified, enlightened, and well informed. I believe that everyone that is part of this broadcast is concerned about growth, about personal development, about transformation, and keen on leading in their generation and being at the cutting edge of society. And I believe that's why we are all here today. And today is going to be an exciting and amazing time. We are going to learn a lot, of course. Today is also more interactive, like we discussed last week, even as we conclude the subject we began last week. Today is going to be more of interactive. So we'll give more time for questions, for comments, for answers, and we'll be sure to attend to every one of those questions, whether it is on this subject that will be discussed or something else, or maybe something that has been discussed before. However it is, please, you are one question away from enlightenment. So please do me a favor right now. Firstly, hit the like button and begin to share this broadcast. Whether you are watching by Facebook or you're watching by YouTube, I'd like you to hit the like button. Share this broadcast with everyone around you. Share with all your contacts. Share with everybody around your social space. I mean, you also want to talk to your friends, your family members. For some of them, you may have to call them right now or send them WhatsApp messages and let them know that we are live right now and they can't afford to miss. They missed last week, they cannot miss this week. So please do that as we get ready to kick off the show. I'm so glad. It's a wonderful evening here in Nigeria, here in the city of Maiduguri, where we are broadcasting to you around the world. It rained this one around you. Now, to all of us watching, if this is your first time being a part of this broadcast, I want to welcome you. And I know that by the end of this broadcast, you will make a decision to always become a returning viewer again and again every Friday. I want you to know this is the right place. Mentored is that broadcast that adds value to your life. What a good way to end your week and get ready for the weekend, and then to unwind from the stress of work and business all through the week. If this is your first time watching on YouTube, I'd like you to subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. You don't have to pay for that. It's not difficult. You just have to click on that icon, subscribe, and then also turn on the notification bell so you can get other content that will, really be edifying for you. Do that, and then let's begin the show today. And those watching for the first time on Facebook, please be a part of our community page on Facebook. by following that page, so you can connect with everyone that is on this platform and get to see all that we do on a day-to-day in our social community. Now, that being said, we will kick off the show right away. And I believe that you are ready as I am ready. So let's begin by saying a word of prayer. Father, thank you for everyone watching right now, whether in Nigeria, here in Nigeria, or around Africa, in Europe, America, Asia, Middle East, Dubai, wherever they are watching from, Australia. Thank you for everyone connecting on YouTube, on Facebook. Thank you, because I know we'll have an amazing time of learning, of growth, of information that guarantees transformation. Give me the wisdom and the right words to communicate expressly to your people in a way that everyone understands and in a way that adds value to our very lives. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you for being a part of Mentored once again. Now, before we begin, I want you to tell me where you're watching from. Let me know in the comment section from your city, as well as your nation, your city, your country, where you're watching from. Thank you so much for being a part of Mentored. Welcome once again. And with that being said, we are going to begin the show today. Now, we started last week on cordiality in relationships. What an amazing subject that is. And I'm just going to go over it again for those who missed last week's session. I started by talking to us about the different types of relationships that we can find on earth. I told us that there are family relationships, your relationship between you and those you are connected to by blood or by ancestral descent. There is acquaintance, those who you meet day to day, not so closely connected, but you get to see them here and there. There is friendship, those whom you are emotionally connected to, you share a bond with, you have something in common. They say, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. And it's the truth. Even the Holy Book says that, as in water face accurate to face, so a man's heart, the countenance of his friend. So your friends are a reflection of your values, your company, your companionship determines your destiny and the destination where you are going to. There are romantic relationships between, spouses, lovers. There's also business and corporate relationships. People you meet on your job, at the professional space, business partners, investors, clients, customers, again and again. And then there are marital relationships, okay? The relationship between you and your spouse. We started by defining the word cordial to mean politely, warm, or friendly. The word cordiality is from the word cordial. It means to be polite, to be warm, or friendly, the quality of being cordial. We said cordiality in relationships is the practice of maintaining a warm, respectful, and polite connection with others. Warm, take note of those words: warm, respectful, and polite connection with others. All right? Cordiality in relationships helps to foster harmonious relationships without necessarily being emotionally attached to the person. So when you are cordial, you create a friendly atmosphere, a harmonious interaction with people who you may not be emotionally connected to. Now that means you create an atmosphere that allows, that makes it friendly and easy for people to connect with you. And in a world where connection is key, I think cordiality is a much needed virtue in every relationship. You need to learn how to be cordial to master maintaining and building all the relationships around your life, in as much as the relationships that you can have as a person differ in terms of emotional connection, in terms of mutual trust and understanding. We also talked about the benefits of cordiality in relationships. And I listed about 6 benefits. I said it creates opportunities. When you are cordial, you get rewarded with opportunities to meet people, opportunities to connect with influential people who can really be of help to you. It creates mutual respect between you and others. Okay? It improves professional or social efficiency. You become socially efficient when you are cordial. Okay? You can build a healthy professional workspace with people because you are cordial. So you can interact with everybody, whether they are your superiors, your colleagues, your subordinates, or your employees, your business partners, your clients. All right. In fact, that's the reason why a lot of companies and organizations these days have a department called customer service. And all they do is to create a cordial interaction with customers, so that you know that you are well received and well attended to. That's a very important aspect of a business, by the way, ensuring that you maintain a cordial interaction with your customers or your clients. We also said benefits of cordiality in relationship. It helps you navigate bureaucracy. Now, that word bureaucracy is something that should be understood. So let's look at the word bureaucracy simply to mean when you have people in positions that cannot be denied. Just think of it as protocol. And so there will be people in positions that you cannot overlook, underestimate, or undermine. Now, sometimes there is difficulty in accessing resources within an organization or services from an organization because of what we refer to as bureaucratic bottlenecks. So let me give you an example. Here in Africa, as a contractor, when you bid for a federal government contract, you are given the contract. Sometimes they don't even give you mobilization fees. Okay, so they give you the contract, of course, under any of the MDAs. MDAs are ministries, departments, or agencies, owned by the federal government. Now, there will be people in each of these MDAs. There will be people who they can either frustrate or foster your executing that contract. Those are the people we refer to as bottlenecks. And sometimes, the African disposition of having to bribe this one and bribe that one and, just pacifying and placating everybody. Now, if you are cordial in interacting with people, you can bypass and maneuver those roadblocks. It's very, very important. So sometimes being cordial means being a sweet talker, actually. Number 5, we said benefits of cordiality in relationships. It lifts the mood of already offended persons. When you meet people who are already offended and they can snap at any time, a soft answer can just turn away wrath. It's very important. Finally, we said it creates good impression, a good impression of your personality to others. People speak well of you. People live with a good impression of you. Oh, this person is friendly. This person is nice. This person is hospitable. This person is warm. Nobody forgets someone who is cordial. Even when access is denied you or the services are not rendered, you may not feel bad if you interacted with someone from that institution who is cordial. And then we spoke about how to practice cordiality. I said that we must offer genuine greetings. Very important, as basic as that. Learning to greet people and giving good compliments when necessary. Number 2, practice active listening. Listen to people. I mean, the presidential candidate of the Nigeria Democratic Congress, His Excellency Peter Obi, said that leaders must learn to listen. Leaders must listen and learn. So you must learn to listen to people, regardless of your position. We also said to practice cordiality, you must learn to set clear boundaries, okay? So that your relationship with the people is not smeared or is not mild because of the boundaries that you set. And setting those boundaries also help you, like we are going to see in the discussion today. Number 4, keep your interactions professional. Keep your interactions professional. Okay? And I gave us an exercise. I said we should practice these 3 things. Learn to deal with toxic people. Task yourself continually to practice it. Learn to close relationships when their time is up. We talked about that last week, okay? So today we are going a step further. We're still talking cordiality in relationships, but we want to talk about a very important subject that is not always spoken about, but is much needed, both in professional and personal spaces. You will agree with me that this is a much needed virtue, and the truth is, everybody seeks someone that carries, embodies, and exemplifies this virtue. Today we will discuss about the place of integrity. The place of integrity. And after we deal with that, we are going to look at how to deal with toxic people. How to deal with toxic people. Look at these 2 things. Waiting to get your questions at any time of the broadcast so we can attend to them and proceed. Okay? So the place of integrity. Let's discuss integrity. This is a much needed conversation in our world today. If we want systems to work, if we want governments to function, if we want prosperity all around, if we want healthy relationships, we must again and again discuss on the subject of integrity. It's quite a scarce commodity, but much needed in society. And since we're talking about relationships and talking about how to be cordial in your interaction with people, we also need to talk about integrity and also look at where you need to draw the line between holding on to your integrity and then not destroying a relationship simply because you are being compelled or asked to compromise. We'll get to that point in the discussion. I know a lot of us who are really smart can already picture that that's really a bone of contention. That's a place where we need to draw. The lines are blurred and we need to ensure that they are definite. So I want you to sit back and let's discuss this wonderful subject of integrity. What is integrity? I give you a brief definition, just about a few. Firstly, integrity is the quality of being honest, morally upright, and consistent in character. The quality of being honest, morally upright, and consistent in character. It's important you understand those 3 clauses. The quality of being honest, sincere, plain, morally upright, as well as consistent in character. that people can trust you. When you are consistent in character, you're trustworthy, you're reliable, you are known for certain traits, you are known for certain dispositions, you are known for a kind of value system. That's what it means to be consistent in character. Number 2, what is integrity? Integrity is doing the right thing even without necessary supervision. Doing the right thing without necessary supervision. Doing the right thing without necessary supervision. Everybody wants to be seen doing the right thing. But when you take away the camera, the lights, when we take away public eye, public scrutiny, when you are not being supervised, are you consistent? That's where you know someone who is a person of integrity. They do it not to be supervised, they do it because they know it's the right thing to do. And they have built up a moral lifestyle that makes them stay true to what is genuine. Integrity, number 3, is saying what you mean and doing what you say. I think this is a very, very simple definition. Saying what you mean and doing what you say. Yeah. Saying what you mean and doing what you say. So if you don't mean something, don't say it. Learn to communicate your intentions. Learn to match your words with actions. Okay? Match your communications with actions so that you can be looked at as a man of integrity, as a woman of integrity. Let people be able to rely on you that when you say something, you do it. These are basic definitions of integrity, and you can also research more. The idea is to understand what it really is. I want you to know that true integrity is tested in the midst of situations and circumstances. Good or bad, circumstances, situations will always be the best platform for the integrity of an individual to be tested. Let's say you're a business person and you are meant to deliver products or services to a person, to a customer, a client, and then all the parameters to help you do a good job starts going bad. Would you, because of the morality of being a person of integrity, would you still do your best to ensure you deliver? And in case you're not able to deliver, will you follow up with an apology? Your company, your organization, is it an institution of integrity? Does it promote standards, competence? Or it just looks for excuses or looks for ways to maneuver people? These are very important things. So, every situation you go through, every circumstance will come to test your integrity. I think it was Job's wife in the Bible who, when things went south for him, his wife told him, you've lost everything except me, of course, your wife. What are you still looking for? What are you still waiting for? Are you still holding on to integrity? Curse God and die. At least your death will end your misery and your suffering. But Job did not. That means he was a man of integrity. And Job told his wife something very important. He said, do we expect good from God and not also expect evil? Now that doesn't mean that God brings evil upon his people. No. It just simply means that we should brace up and prepare for both good and bad times. Because one of the things tested is our integrity, our character, and morality. Who we say we are is going to be tested. You know, somebody suddenly occupies a position that gives him access to resources, and he goes in there and begins to loot. That was not just a promotion, that was also a scenario for a test. It was a position to test. And I want you to think about your life as we engage on this broadcast. Do you think that you are at a place right now where your integrity is being tested? Are you living in an environment where everything around you speaks corruption, speaks evil, speaks immorality? Do you feel the pressure to join? Are you living, or are you working in an office, in a professional space where everybody's used to doing it as they like because no one supervises? Somebody will come by 10 a.m. and goes to sign the timesheet and write 8:30. Do you work in that kind of place? Or you are sent to the field and you get there and realize all the staff in the deep field and in the locations are corrupt. And it looks like if you try to insist on the standards or the policies of the company, you will be looked at as a black sheep. Are you in a position that gives you access to resources? I want you to think very well. Could it be that where I am right now in life is a point where my integrity is being tested? So that you know the right thing to do going forward. Like I said from the beginning, integrity is a scarce commodity. Sadly, in many relationships in society and our world today, integrity is a scarce but much needed commodity. Good news is that though it is scarce, it is not completely out. And men and women of integrity. And I think it's something that as leaders and as people who want to be at the cutting edge of our fields in society, we need to insist on living a life of integrity. Consistent in character, morally upright. Morally upright does not mean perfect, no. Even when you are found wanting, you still uphold your morality. You still hold on to standards. Even when it means that you'll have to be punished or disciplined. So why is integrity a scarce commodity in our world today? Think of these three things. Number one, why is integrity a scarce commodity, even in relationships? It's one of the reasons for many breakups in romantic relationships and also many divorces. You know, one of the major causes of divorce is infidelity. And that happens when somebody begins to compromise on the grounds of integrity. So why is integrity scarce in most of our relationships today? You find employees lying to their employers. I'm sick leave, I need to take the day off. You are not sick. You are not sick. I haven't heard that now there is period leave. So when a lady's on a monthly flow, with all due respect to the ladies watching, I don't know, but I heard recently, you know, and somebody can just stay at home even after everything has gone to stay and I say I'm still on my and expects to be paid for 30 days in a month. You know, so we come up with all kinds of things. I mean, but then, why is integrity a scarce commodity? Let me give you 3 points that I was pondering on all through this week, and I want to see if you agree with me, or if you think something different. Firstly, integrity is a scarce commodity in our relationships today because many people build their relationships on lies and appearances instead of truth and purpose. Instead of truth, purpose, and reality. Many people build their relationships on lies and appearances. Yeah. You see that feeling of trying to impress the moment you start a relationship. Maybe you're meeting somebody for the first time. Watch your conversation. Watch your body language. Watch what you say. Are you trying to impress that person? Some people will end up dominating the conversation, and you see that they keep talking more about themselves. And most times, if you are in a conversation, except when you are asked, and you seem to be talking more about yourself, it may be that there is a hidden intention to impress. And that's when you are now trying to build. It will be difficult for you not to tell a lie in such scenario. So many people build their relationship on lies and appearances. Make up and make everything up. I know some ladies who will never, when they are dating a man, they will never allow that man to see them without makeups. Because they are afraid that the day they appear without makeup, it will jeopardize their stakes in the relationship. But you know, if it's true love, it should be tested. I mean, the man is not going to get married to makeup. You will not make up and sleep on the bed. You will have to pull out that makeup someday. So how will he deal with seeing the real you? Something very important to think of. You know, we're all trying to put on facade. You know, from how we dress to how we look to how we talk. And I'm not against looking presentable. No, I'm not against looking presentable. It's also another extreme to look unkempt, to look shabbily dressed, to appear unhygienic or something. But there's a balance in between. Not to overdo your looks. Some people are afraid of quarreling in a relationship because they feel that if they quarrel, that relationship will end. No. I mean, you're not going to look for the person's trouble, but definitely don't be afraid of conflict. And that's why I always advise that from the beginning of every relationship, whether business relationship, professional relationship, a marital relationship, romantic relationship, family, whatever kind of relationship, there should be conversations around conflict resolutions. Yes. Just in case we have a misunderstanding or a disagreement, how do we go about it? There should be conversations around that before it happens. Because if you don't, you will not be prepared for the day there will be a misunderstanding. And sometimes a little misunderstanding can tilt the balance, the delicate balance of that relationship. And a mountain will be built out of a molehill, and that can bring the end of it. A small misunderstanding can lead to sharp disagreements and eventual separations. So many people build their relationships on lies and appearances instead of truth and purpose. Many people are not what they claim they are in relationships, and that's the truth. It's so sad. It's so sad. And sometimes really the people that you're trying to put up a facade before really don't care about those things. I've been privileged to be around influential people, around rich people. And there's something I find with every rich person I've been around, regardless of their faith, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their race. They love the truth. And they wish to surround themselves with the truth. Even those who like people who lie to them, they still find a few truth tellers in their cycle. I believe every relationship should be built on love, purpose, and truth. We must be sincere with ourselves. If we must do business together, if we must exist within a professional ecosystem, if we must interact as with one another, if we must stay connected in a romantic relationship, in a marriage, we must be truthful with ourselves. We must share the same values and purpose. We must have similar perspective about life and where we are going to. Number 2, one of the reasons why integrity is a scarce commodity in relationships is because many people shy away from the place of personal commitment in building sustainable relationship. Many people enjoy the benefits of a relationship but shy away from commitment. Yeah. They look for what to benefit. I was reading an article this morning of a supposed actress who said that she believes in love. Why? She said her boyfriend is an example of true love. I knew what the next sentence would be, and yours, your guess is as good as mine. Next sentence: why is her boyfriend the example of love? Say, because he gives me everything I need. Ha! Oshe, the day that he gives nothing again. So you see that you are enjoying the benefit of the relationship, but the day the love of that relationship, which has been built on, because for that person, love for them is giving. And now you see this thing about love language. As much as I believe in it, I think if a relationship must grow, if we really want to practice true love, which is unconditional, which is non-discriminative, if we really want to practice love that is patient, that believes in all things, that is kind, then knowing our love language is good, is fundamental. But seeking to love that person, how do I put it now? But seeking to be loved, even when your love language is not communicated, can be the understanding of what true love is. If my love language is words of affirmation, and I have somebody who loves me, but is not doing, it doesn't give that to me, of course, I want that person to communicate in my love language, but I know the person loves me. There's just been a misunderstanding. My love language is not the person's love language, and the person's love language is not my love language. So what do? Very simple. Accept the love of the person even when they don't communicate your love language. And then what you're expecting them to do to you, start doing to them. I mean, life is all about sowing and reaping, cause and effect. If you keep giving words of affirmation to that person, very soon you have sown a seed that very soon you will start reaping from them again and again. But when we go into a relationship seeking benefit and not ready to commit to it even when there are no benefits, then we really don't understand what love is. I mean, even those in business know, not every business that you invest in really yields profit. But you find the business people still investing. So people shy away from commitment. That's why there's no integrity. Not ready to commit. not ready to building. There are some people who are very poor in building relationships, from corporate and business relationships to friendship. So right now they are alone, and if you sit down and talk with them, they will make it look like the whole world is against them. Meanwhile, when you look at that person critically and ask them critical questions to make them think through all their relationships, you realize that they have not been able to develop traits that allows them to actively build a relationship. Some people don't even know how to build, even to start a conversation is a problem for some people. And I think it's not a big deal starting a conversation with somebody. You just need to look beyond yourself. If you are full of yourself, you cannot see a person for the first time and start talking with them. If you see a person and you have 30 minutes with that person, there must be something about that person you see that you can use to engage in a conversation. And you have to look beyond yourself. Optimized life. I mean, it's sad to say that some people who hold no morality whatsoever in any aspect of their life. No principle, nothing. They want everything to bend. Some people are immoral. Now, when we say immoral standards, it doesn't necessarily translate to being promiscuous. That is, immoral relationships with the opposite sex. Immoral is a compound word for many things, for unlawful practices or malpractices whatsoever. And so when you walk with such a person, integrity is a big deal for them. Sooner or later, they will not be able to continue the relationship with you. Or for some other people, they've built their lives on wrong values. There are people who believe if you don't bribe, you cannot have access. Yeah, sincerely. Even with their religion, they will still go and bribe. There are some people who believe they have to lie, tell a lie to gain something. And they've so professionally mastered it that if they lie for you, 3 years after that lie, you'll still be believing the lie. So, these are some of the reasons why integrity is scarce. Now, let me know if there are questions already in the comment section so we can attend to. Okay, at this point, let me know if you have questions. Type it in the comment section, or if any of the points have really, resonated strongly with your heart, put it out in the comment section. By the way, welcome to those who are just joining us. This is Mentor, that broadcast that promises you growth, personal development, and transformation so you can remain at the cutting edge of society and become a positive, influential leader in your field. This is that show for you. Wherever you are joining us from, welcome. Like, share, subscribe, and follow the page that you are watching from right now. Okay, so let me know if there are questions. Meanwhile, let's talk about how can I practice integrity without jeopardizing cordiality or my being cordial in relationships. Somebody will ask that question. How can I, in the bid of trying to be cordial in all my relationships, how can I do that and still maintain my integrity? Maintaining integrity while remaining cordial in relationships comes down to balance. Balancing your values with empathy and with respect. Empathy towards the people, but also respecting boundaries. So there's a way you can hold on to your integrity. You don't have to compromise in your integrity status as a person, and at the same time remain cordial in your relationship with people. So you have somebody in your professional space who is into corrupt practices, and as a person of integrity, your moral values don't hold the same. But this is somebody that you will have to deal with time and again. So how do I keep my relationship with this person without jeopardizing that relationship, and at the same time without compromising my stand? It's possible. It's all about balance. And when we say balance, we are not saying compromise. No. We're talking boundaries. Listen to what I'm going to share with you. You want to maintain your integrity and at the same time remain cordial in your relationships. I want you to do these 4 things. Number 1, communicate boundaries with kindness. Communicate boundaries with kindness. Find a way to kindly communicate your boundaries. Let's say you are asked to do something and that thing is against your value system. Immediately rejecting may sound like you are defensive, and that's already a threat to your relationship. Or saying nothing may look like you have accepted. So what do? Ahead of time, learn to communicate, or even at that instance, communicate your boundaries. Oh, I really value our relationship, but I'm sorry, I may not be able to commit to this at this time. I may not be able to commit to this at this time because I have other priorities. Something like that. Communicate your boundaries. Okay? Learn to say no politely. You know, my biological father taught me years ago. He said, as a leader, learn to be firm and polite. Firm and polite. Very, very important balance. Number 2, practice radical candor. Radical candor. It simply means be honest and direct, okay? But deliver your thoughts with compassion. That's just what I'm saying. Be honest and direct, but be empathetic. Compassion mixed with honesty at the same time. And to do that, address issues early. Don't allow issues to fester. If you need to say no immediately, say no there. Don't say, I'll think about it, and then tomorrow, I'm still, and eventually when it's time to say no, the lines are almost blurred. Okay? And make sure that your feedback is constructive to people. Number 3, avoid gossip and venting. Yeah, someone once said we must learn to speak to people and not speak about people. That's true. People should know you for one thing, that you don't speak behind. And that's integrity, saying what you mean and doing what you say. Let it be that whatever you say in secret, you can say outside. So avoid gossip. Okay? If people bring gossip to you, change the subject. I'd rather not talk about that for now, okay? Or I think we should talk about something more interesting, something more informative. I think we should focus on more better, focus on better things. And then you just kill that gossip away. Because most times gossipers are wanting you to contribute so that. Okay? And don't feel bad when you have to change the subject. Gossipers know that what they are doing is wrong, actually. So, politely just change it. They bring your boss, let's talk about something that will help us. Number 3, own your mistakes. Own your mistakes. If your actions or your boundaries, your values as a person causes conflict, okay, stay cordial by apologizing sincerely for the hurt or the conflict that was caused, but still hold true to the boundary that you held on to that brought the hurt or the conflict. Yeah. Apologize for the hurt. I'm so sorry. I didn't think this was going to hurt you this way or offend you this way or going to jeopardize our work. I value your relationship as a person. You matter so much to me, but I just felt that this was against my values and I needed to hold on to them. There will be times when people will still disagree, even when you are trying to keep that balance. But at least let them know you for one thing, that in your sincerity you apologized, but you stood to the truth. And then number 4, finally, choose when to compromise. And I'll explain that. You can compromise on preferences and not principles. Things that will not affect your moral values. For instance, it's break time. Let's go and eat in so-so place. No, let's eat in so-so place. For the good of everybody, you can compromise by accepting the other person's place. Okay, let's go and eat there. That one has nothing to do with your morality. It's about preferences. But when it comes to principles, that's not when to compromise. Now, these kind of compromises are what we call positive compromises. Okay? Based on preferences. It doesn't affect your integrity as a person. Very, very, very important. Okay, do we have any question? There is. Okay. So read it out. Let's see. Okay. Emmanuel F. Young. Okay. Okay. If it's a business relationship, it's even easier. Make sure everything is documented. If you're working with a person that has no integrity, make sure everything is documented. Make sure there are standard operating principles, SOPs, to follow. Okay? And the two of you reach a mutual agreement on that. However, if you discover along the line that the person is not a person of integrity. You know, there are people like that. Maybe you met them on an informal mood, but much later you people were going to do business together, and then in doing business, in transacting business, you realize, this person is not to be trusted. Very simple. Don't do high risk business with those people. Okay, just do businesses that are on low keys, small scale. All right, but most of the times, make sure everything is documented. If it's a friend, then you are either influencing that person by firstly stating your moral values and letting the person know you love them, but you are a person of integrity. This is what you stand for. This is what you stand for. So that in case of future occurrences, if something happens, the person knows that, okay, this, my friend, is consistent in this, so I won't bring this issue up. But then there are also times when you will have to part ways with those people. Yeah. Because either you're influencing them or they're influencing you. It's one of the two. I don't know if I attempted your question, or you would want me to throw more light in an area, Emmanuel Effiong, but I believe that's how to work with a person who doesn't believe in integrity. Any other question there? Okay. All right, so my question, how do you deal with a toxic person? Type it on the comment section. How do I deal with a toxic, or how do I deal with toxic people? Can I still be cordial when relating with toxic people? You know, toxic people? Prone to bitterness, anger, malice, offense. You know, some of them can be extreme or perfectionist. And sometimes some people can be toxic without knowing they are toxic. That's why you really need feedback from people. You know, I told myself many years ago as a leader, if I'm always complaining about my people consistently, something is wrong with me. If I'm always complaining about the people around me that I'm leading, then I need to check myself. I mean, out of 100, even if they fail 99, they should get one good. And that led me sometimes, when the people I lead are at fault, I don't talk. On some occasions, I don't talk. Especially when I know that they know that they're at fault. And I see remorse in them. You don't need to sound it to the person. No? And sometimes too, you need to prepare to just prepare for human frailties. You'll not always get it right. But keep influencing and motivating them to grow. So, tell me at the comment section, how do you deal with a toxic person? Or how do you deal with toxic people? Can I still be cordial even with a toxic person? Or do I just stay away completely? Most times people stay away because they've not learned to absorb toxic attitudes or character displayed by those. Some people really some people love self-respect. I mean, some people love respect and will not want to be disrespected in any way. So how do you deal with toxic people? If anybody has put a comment there, read it out for me. Let me see. How to deal with toxic people. Okay. Personality difference. Personality difference among people. Understanding that first. That's crucial at the foundation of your relating with that person. Dibali, looks like you have a toxic person in your workplace. Thank you for that. That's a wonderful comment. Set clear boundaries and stick to them. Explain set clear boundaries and stick to them. You know, clear boundaries can be, don't insult me, I don't insult you. That means the day you insult me, you know the way they say it in Nigeria, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. So, that's a good comment, but you may need to explain your take on setting clear boundaries. All right, but that's a good comment. Yes. Who's that? Muniat. Okay. Muniat, where are you watching from? Please let us know your city and country. So let's hear what Muniat said again. Getting to know and understand their story. Yeah, it's connected to what Mr. Dibal said at the beginning, understanding personality. When you're trying to understand the personality of an individual, it's traceable to their background, where they are coming from. Many people's personality is shaped by their experience through life. Some people have been hurt again and again. Some people really have trust issues. Really. I mean, I've seen that even recently, you know. So understanding with such people, and if you are such a person, you need to heal. Complete emotional healing is when you can still be vulnerable again with people without being afraid of a repetition of the scar or a repetition of the injury that you had suffered before. That's why it's good to practice forbearance with people. Give genuine people an opportunity, a chance to grow around you. Genuine people, not killers and maligners. Yes, another one. Okay, Muniat from Namibia. Okay, Monia. How is it spelled there? I-A. Okay, Monia. Okay, yes. And what was her comment again? She said, getting to know and understand their story. Yeah. Then Deva said, yes, speaking from experience. Experience and previous workplace. Toxic people, they're everywhere. You have to deal with them. If you don't have them in your family, you will have them at work or business. You find them everywhere. You know, that's why we are getting transformed by this broadcast. Okay, so we can go out there with the rightly shaped values to bring sanity and healing to our world. All right, so let me know what's your take on dealing with toxic people. You can either still type it at the live chat session, or you can send it to my email, apostlejonathanlagang, no space, all small letters, at gmail.com. I want to review your comments. I don't care if the email has to be very lengthy. Okay, I'm going to take time to read them again and again. I want us to really crack on that issue, because we deal with a lot of toxicities almost everywhere in society. All right, but that's why we are here, to deal with that, foster cordiality in our relationships with people, mutual understanding for growth and for progress. I mean, look at America and China. Individually, they'll talk against each other. But when Trump went to visit China, they were just talking good about one another. But there were points when, each held to their belief, held to, whatever it is that they were moving as emotion. And now I hear that Trump has, extended an invitation for President Xi to be at the White House in September. It's going to pay him with that visit. So, I mean, if two opposing leaders of nations like that can get along, there must be a way we can get along with toxic people. Even if when that way is to stay away from them. Sometimes. But then again, thank you for being a part of this show. Thank you for being a part of Mentored. Mentored is growing by the day because of your participation. Thank you for following from across Africa, Europe, America, the United Kingdom, Asia, Australia, and we keep counting again and again. Thank you for those of you who joined in for the first time connected. Thank you. Some of you joined using your friend's handle. I mean, some of you about 2, 3 or more following from a single device. Thank you. Maybe next week, each of you should have your device and participate so that we can increase the virality of this broadcast. But then again, thank you for making our time to be here. And I believe that this show, this broadcast is really helping you to grow, helping you to build mental and emotional sanity and balance in everything that you do, so that you can have healthy relationships and become an effective personality in society. God bless you. We are not out of discussions, we're just out of time. I want you to watch this broadcast again and share with somebody. Make sure you think about it all through the weekend, and then I trust to see you next Friday for another exciting episode. And then again, please do well to send me an email if you want us to discuss on a particular subject. Please send it to me via email, apostlejonathanlagang@gmail.com, all small letters, no space. Okay, and we'll see how we can incorporate that into what we do. But for now, from myself and my dear brother and friend Boniface, who's with me in the studio today. Actually, he's the only one in the studio today. We gave the ladies off today, so it's just me and him. And thank you for being a part of this show. Make sure someone connected to you watches this broadcast again and get to learn, okay, and grow. Thank you for being a part of Mentored. Have an amazing weekend. God bless you, and bye-bye.